Welcome to Why Your Business is Invisible Online, the podcast that connects businesses online with the people they want to serve. Joining me are my two co-hosts, and here they are.
I'm Jim Filatico. When I'm not helping my clients grow their businesses online, you can find me traveling with friends and family.
Hi, I'm Kelly Biggs, and I'm the AT alien of the group. I love hanging with friends and family, and when I'm not doing that, you can find me on Peloton. I've clocked over 2,000 rides so far.
And I'm your host, John Manatas from Oakville, Ontario, Canada, with my guitar in hand, my Wi-Fi on life support, but always in tune with my clients. And N stands for nurturing. So this is about pretty much implementing consistent engagement strategy across what we just talked about, social media, but also email and other platforms to continue to build, enhance relationships with your audience and to build loyalty. And so we all know personalized content is huge when it comes to that particular goal, and automated workflows also take you through that buyer's journey once you've done what we just talked about, define the actual targeted persona. And eventually, obviously, our goal with nurturing is to build loyalty and an understanding of your brand and so forth. So yeah, this is a big one. Once you're found, that's not enough. This nurturing component is critical, and we need to have it in our mind right from the get-go. It's beginning with the end in mind again. I don't know if any obvious stories come to mind when it comes to nurturing. I don't know, Kelly, you look like you're thinking about one in particular.
Yeah. Nurturing, I think, is often forgotten. People like, give me a lead, give me a lead.
Definitely.
Right. So what you want to be really careful about is that you don't pay for the same lead over and over and over again. Right. So you get enough, you bring enough value where you've exchanged, even if they're not ready to buy today. And by the way, 92% of the people that engage with you are not ready to buy. So stop trying to push your sell on them, but you're trying to do a value exchange. So the goal is to get their email list where you've had permission to be in contact with them. Again, you don't want to buy email. But here's the thing that's powerful. And I heard this, and again, horrible at remember where I hear stuff from. So I'm just telling you this to say it's not mine, but it is good. So somebody was saying that, I think we all just came back from holiday, right? So you're coming back from a holiday and you've wound down and you're getting ready for your work week. What is the first thing you do to prepare for your work week? Check emails. Nobody goes in and
we all do.
Oh yeah, I've been gone. Let me go check social media. You don't.
No.
Right? You go to your emails. And so this is the power of emails. People do check their emails every single day.
Yep.
And so you have this idea where people also say, well, nobody's opening it. What's my open rate? What's my click-through rate? You're still seeing top of mind here, right? And so that being said, if you can nurture people correctly, and this is where it depends on what that subject line says. Quite honestly, right? If you're nurturing me, I see your name enough. But I remember this. Here's a good story. I remember this from my IBM days. So when I was at IBM, me and Lori Gerber we started class together. And we were the people that everybody hated. And I'll tell you why.
Why? I was going to say why.
Because during training, you're in training. We had
what class was this?
We had month-long training. It's just sales training. Like we're learning.
Sales training.
We're learning how to be IBMers and sell the IBM stuff.
Okay.
So during training class, that would go from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. She and I are both trying to get the non-existent award of best person in the class. It was never given out.
That's why I forgot you weren't competitive.
We're both,
Yeah, right.
both trying to get it right. And so sure enough, the teacher would ask a question and they're like, okay, we're getting ready to go. And sure enough, either Lori or I would be like, I have a question. And everybody's looking at us like we are ready to leave is what we are. But so
You're keeping me
anyway.
from happy hour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, fast forward, like she and I are both vying for Rookie of the Year. And I hate to admit this, but she was always about a half a step ahead of me. She just was. She's a complete star, still is to this day, still a star. And so, but we're really, really good friends.
I was going to say, that was my next question.
Yeah.
You still talk
It's
to
one
her?
way or the other for sure.
Yeah, we're really good friends. And so, because sometimes you just have to admit, well, let me learn from her. Shoot, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, but anyway, so we went through, she won Rookie of the Year. Like we both got 100% club, but she won Rookie of the Year. So this is how our whole career kind of went. But I remember one time she's going after this big client, and she was selling RS6000s for those geeks out there. It's a system
Okay.
that she sold. I sold AS400s, so I'm gonna date myself. So anyway, so she's trying to sell RS6000 to this big Fortune 500 company because it's on her account list.
Mhm.
And so she breaks through because the cool thing about being with IBM, people will take your call,
That's
right?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she breaks through. She meets somebody. They're like, yeah, we don't need anything right now. And so she's like, okay. Every Monday morning, Lori Gerber would send that person an email about something exciting going on with the RS6000 that was related to that company's business every single Monday. 12 months later, they were in need of a system and they were like, oh yeah, who's that girl that keeps writing me every single week? Guess what?
Let's just wait till Monday.
Right. And they called her and she got the big deal. Why? We didn't study the metrics of who opened the email or not, but every Monday, predictably, they had an email from Lori Gerber from IBM.
Yeah.
Right. She's not at IBM anymore, so don't try to find her.
Yeah. But she was top of mind. Yeah, absolutely.
Top of mind. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's nurturing.
Yeah.
That's nurturing.
That
The
is.
parents, the things that she put in added value. It was specific to them. And so that's what you have to think about. This whole idea to me of nurturing has to be about starting with, that's why I'm glad Personas actually preceded this. And I know they're not necessarily in order.
No,
But
it's a random order. Yeah.
right. But they've already shown, like if you put somebody's first name in an email, they're more likely to open it.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And now there are mechanisms that you can even put it within the email if you have the person's first name. And so you're just honing in and curate. If you're sending out an email, try to curate it, segment people out. Like if I met you through a networking event and you can remind me that, oh yeah, that's where I met John. That's going to be way more powerful. And if you know even better in that networking event that this group of people were very interested in this particular thing, or then, you just group them. Just know when you're going to places like, okay, what segment do I want to group these people in? And don't send out the same email to everybody every time.
Yeah, that's that point about personalizing. Absolutely. Much more effective. Yeah, that's a great story. Great story.
Yeah, I have a wine shop that I deal with, and she's got a great personality, and she greets you at the door. She chats you up. She listens and all those kind of things. So when we built her website, a video of her was front and center. When she does social media, there's a video of her. out on the patio, in the wine shop. When she sends her emails, it's not the company name, it's her name at the company name. And so she stays on brand. I mean, she's laser focused, and she collects emails. She does a wine club. She does a lot of things to stay top of mind, and she's very engaged in the community. And I've said before, in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, it's a resort town, so her customers, probably more than 50% of her customers live 50, 60 miles away. But she stays top of mind, so the next time they come to Lake Geneva, they're going to stop in. And it's the same smile, it's the same greeting, it's the same, you know what I mean? And it's so that brand stays the same, and it's not clunky, it's not fake, it's completely legitimate. And the website is the same way. It's very friendly, it's not intense. It's all about, and the funny thing is too, when you read reviews, which are on the website, that's what comes up. The reviews are about how personable and how fun it is. And, and so, doing that, it builds the brand, it builds that authority, and she's loved by everybody around. And it's great. And it is that feeling when you go in that, you can relax and it's going to be cool. And the people that she hires, same way, she's real careful as far as their personalities and making sure that their customer service skills are there and all that kind of stuff. So that helps, through the website, through social media, through an email marketing campaign that she does. And she does that on her own. She does a fantastic job just staying top of mind, but continuing to show that brand and being so true and so consistent that it makes it easier. And we've all seen ones that aren't like that, where, brands, if they, and I talked about this during our last, but a home services company I have, they'll post and I'll post, and I try to stay as on brand as possible using a logo and their tagline and different things. And sometimes they will, and sometimes they won't. And I'm like, oh my God, let's make sure that we follow like a template, so that way when people see that, they know who it is.
Right.
But like I said before, I'll be damned if they don't outperform me anyway. So, they're proving me wrong. But but making sure that you still have that same persona as a company is just as important as targeting those personas that are your customers. If you're the same, if you have that same feeling or that same personality throughout all the different things you do, then it resonates with the clients, and they don't think you're coming across as false or salesy, like you were saying, Kelly. Some people aren't ready to buy yet, so don't try to sell me. You're going to turn me off, right? So in both cases, they stay true to brand, and that's what really helps them.
On that point, similar, I guess, was this client similar to Kelly's? Because it was a long sales cycle. She was just smart enough to keep nurturing for a long time, and eventually it clicked, and they needed a new system. With your client, Jim, what was the sales cycle? Like, is it a long sales cycle? Like, when does it usually click?
With home services, it's usually a 24/7 emergency call, right, where it's immediate. Or it's, you're having something done and something breaks and you need to replace it. Who do you think of? Right? It doesn't, it's not as immediate like, my basement's flooding, but it's immediate like, I don't have any heat or, or whatever. And
Right.
so it does become kind of immediate, but, sometimes it's, well, you probably need to upgrade kind of thing.
Yeah.
And if you've been true to the company, true to the brand, that helps do that.
Staying top of mind. I think
Exactly.
we see that a lot in lawyers, right? You don't need them till you need them. And so when you
Exactly.
need them, like who are you going to go to? Is it going to be the one that you see on the bus? Billboards always fascinate me. They just fascinate me. I guess they must work because enough
Oh, yeah.
They
lawyers.
still use them.
If enough lawyers do them. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's, I guess, to build brand awareness. But the difference is when you can take that and exchange it, and now you have a one-to-one type of a connection. That's the gold, right? So even if I don't, so now when that person becomes a client, make sure you stay in touch with that person that's the client. Like don't have to go through. Lawyers probably spend, I don't even know what, I'm going to assume that they spend at least $2,000 to $3,000 to acquire a client, depending on what they're doing, right?
Easy. Yeah.
And so from that, once you have them, God, please don't spend another $2,000 to acquire the same client. Make it easy for them to find you. Make it easy for them to refer to you. Make it easy and how do you do that? Continuing to nurture.
Yeah.
Even after the transaction has lapsed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dealing with a situation right now, in fact, and the big lesson so far is with the nurturing process, and I think it weaves through both your stories. Is you can't give up. It takes time.
Right.
It takes time before it finally pays off. And in my case, and I'll tell you a little bit about the story in a second. In my case, it still hasn't paid off. We're still trying to figure this one out. And it's two doctors, two sisters. They worked together as part of the business, and they've produced this amazing course to cover pregnancy. But not just during the pregnancy, even afterwards, the postpartum, all the things that people go through during the pregnancy, and more importantly, all the questions they have. So the story I tell people, because I have 4 children, I wish I had a course like this. I mean, it has 120 videos built into it, little video clips that help describe things in a visual manner. Tons of information. So they put their heart and soul into this, and I really want this to be successful for them because they're great people. But also the course is amazing. I had my wife and I. We had this little book called "What to Expect When You're Expecting," and we were in that thing. It has so many. It's dog-eared with the amount of use it got because we were clueless. We didn't know. And by the 4th kid, we knew a few things. But with the first one, though, good luck. We were in that book and we tagged every page. We started off with Facebook. Once we nailed down the targeting, so we went through the whole process of figuring out the personas and who we would target. Interestingly enough, it was pretty obvious we were going to target women, but we also targeted men. Like there are a lot of men in the process. But I'll tell you a funny story about what happened with the men targeting later. Anyway, and we focused on Facebook to start. And the posts were great. Like there's a lot of time and thought put into the posts, both the visual side of it and the content. And we were getting leads. So and the interesting thing was it was leads, and then we put them through a nurturing process where there were 8 not just 1 or 2, 8 follow-up emails, and every one of those emails had nice intro, nice visuals, a nice introduction, and even had a nice tip some tip that was value add with respect to the pregnancy, and it had a nice call to action as well. So well built emails, all 8 of them, figuring that by the 8th one it would click, like somebody would want to buy the course, and the course was priced at $350. But even after months of this effort. And we were averaging about 65 good targeted leads a month. Nobody's buying. we hadn't converted any one of them. And to date, by the way, we still haven't converted any one of them.
Yeah. Hey, John, I got some questions.
Yeah. Please. Yeah.
We've never talked. I mean, we've talked about it ancillarily, but there's a couple of things I want to ask you. So what platform were you using for your follow-up email outreach?
Squarespace was the landing page, and the platform was MailChimp.
Okay. So in MailChimp, were you able, or did you do, I don't know who ran it, But if you
What are the doctors? Believe it or
Okay.
not, because they're at that age group where a lot younger than me, so they grew up with Mailchimp, and so for them it was easy for them to run the 8 emails. They had another supplier, not me,
Okay.
put together.
That's good. It's
They
good. 'Cause
put together the actual words and the and so forth. But me being at the front end, I took the time to, even though I'm not getting paid for this, but I want to see them win and succeed. So I actually read every single one of these emails and told them they were great. They're well built.
Okay.
I said, yeah.
I don't doubt that they were. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you know
Mm-hmm.
if they have captured
Mm-hmm.
from that list how many people actually click, like how many and who clicked on what? Let me tell you why I'm getting to this,
Mm-hmm.
because there may still be opportunity. We may be able to Lori Gerber the thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I gotta get to know this, Lori.
Yeah.
so if you could segment
Mhm.
for them,
Mhm.
right? And you could say, okay, this group of people, I know because I deal with Constant Contact, but they're pretty similar. But so in Constant Contact, what I know you can do is actually you can do this when you're linking, which most people don't even know this. But when you're when you set up a click button, you can create a new link. I mean, you can create a new segment. Anybody so like you said, they have a whole bunch of different things that they offer. What probably happened is you did different content depending on what they clicked. Now you theoretically know what their likes or interests are. So someone who maybe clicked on what to do when they're expecting, they're going to be in a different stage of somebody who maybe clicked on the nursing video there.
Mhm.
And so then from that, maybe the course isn't the right thing, but could they do some affiliate marketing, right? So I have this group of people who are in the process of nursing. People that are nursing are probably going to want to, at some point, transition to food, solid food, right?
Mhm.
Here are our recommendations for solid food. Link to Amazon, get some affiliate marketing dollars, link to, or if they're saying, hold the baby like this and there's some apparatus. I'm just assuming and making this up, but I'm just saying.
At this point, we're still,
another avenue for you.
I don't even know what they're clicking on in terms of when they're perusing the course because we give them access to it.
That's what you need. So at least if you could segment it out to who clicked on what, now you have a new starting point to be more personable, to target these people. So I'm not saying take it over from the other people, but take it over from, no, I'm kidding. I mean,
but at least give some suggestions.
Advice.
And like I said, they're so nice that they'll listen to any possible suggestion. And I mean, at this point, the posts that we're doing, I think they're good. Like I said, they're generating leads, but I don't think they're effective in like the nurturing section, and it doesn't seem to be resonating. So we're actually shifting to video.
Yeah.
We think video is going to actually work. So we're going to try video both on the front end in terms of generating leads in Facebook, but also with the 8 posts. The nurturing end as well, and they're willing to do it. They're great. They're great in front of the camera. Their passion comes out, which is fantastic, and they're not shy at all. Like they'll do all 8 of them. So that's the next step. But to your point, our targeting has to be more precise. So we have to dive in there and really understand what are they clicking on, and draw some conclusions. Try some.
If you got leads, you hope you did a value exchange, right? So see that's what I was saying.
But I guess the point I want to leave everybody with, and all our listeners, is you can't give up. It takes time. It takes time to really understand what's working and what's not working. You have to do a lot of A/B testing too, and test your theories and hypotheses and so forth, and then keep adjusting, keep evaluating, and eventually something's going to click. Because like I said, they are interested. We're even trying something that they suggested, which was smart, a more of a subscription model. In other words, instead of having to buy the entire course, I mean, we've already given a discount, by the way. So we gave a discount of $100 to $250. So because we thought maybe price is the issue. And it might still be price in the end. We don't know, but we will be trying some other tactics like subscription now. In other words, access to the course for a month, like unlimited access, as opposed to buying it for the entire year. And if you want to renew, you re-up it and so forth. So you don't feel like you're making that massive expenditure upfront. And perhaps for some people, that's too much of an expenditure because they think they can find all their pregnancy questions answered on Google for that matter. Or
it's interesting that you say that. Sorry to interrupt, but
no problem. No,
I was thinking about this time. I know who I'm quoting. Joyce Myers. She's I don't know if you know her, but she's a really popular Christian minister. Okay, but I remember watching her one day, and she was actually giving away a free seminar. I can't remember. I think it was on finances and how to be free financially. And I think that's what it was. That part we need to go verify, Jim. But what she said and stuck with me is, what you want for free costs somebody something. Right. And so it's important. But what I was thinking about as you were talking, sometimes people do want things for free to learn a little more. So wonder if, again, for them, what happens when people are selling education is having a webinar is a good lead-in strategy too. And then from there, maybe kind of going from there. But before you completely give it away,
yeah, give them a taste. Yeah, we do. I mean, they even did a baby show. They had a baby show.
Oh, nice.
They got so live in person. They got a bunch of leads from that too.
I think affiliate marketing could work for them.
Yeah, like we'll have to talk offline on that on that strategy for sure. For sure, I think there's a bunch of angles here, but and the good news is that they're not giving up either. I mean, they've put a lot of heart and soul into this course, and it even has like specialists like chiropractors. Are used in the course. Experts on the pelvic floor, experts in lactation, etc. It's like if you think of it, it's in there basically in terms of women's needs during the entire course of pregnancy, and especially dietary needs. Even the one that comes up most often is skin. Skin needs are like one of the number one questions. What you do to take care of your skin because it all
changes. Your skin and your hair changes during pregnancy.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the funny thing I was going to tell you guys about was I didn't expect this, but I guess it is what it is. So the Facebook posts that we were making. So we had a bunch of them with men and the mother and father walking with their children in the posts. So the visuals. All the posts that had visuals with men in them, like didn't do a thing, like basically,
really?
Not a thing. Yeah, to the point where we said, why bother? Like they're not even getting any clicks or anything. It was the ones that had the woman up close with one of their other children, for example, or the big belly. That's probably one of the best ones. In fact, that did the best. But the ones with guys just weren't clicking. So don't know why.
Who needs them? Right?
They're like, oh God, here comes a big. I think.
And that wraps up another episode. My name is John.
This is Jim.
And I'm Kelly. Thanks for joining. Hey, don't forget to subscribe.
Thank you for tuning in to Why Your Business is Invisible Online. If you enjoyed today's episode, please do us a favor and subscribe and follow us on Spotify and Apple. Be sure to share it with other business owners who might find it helpful. If you want to dig deeper, contact us at ruinvisibleonline.com. That's capital letter R, capital letter U, followed by invisibleonline.com. Or message us on our LinkedIn business profile with the same title, Are You Invisible Online? The information shared in this podcast is for educational purposes only and should not be considered professional advice. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and may or may not reflect the official policy or position of WSI Corporate. Always consult a qualified digital marketing expert before making significant changes to your online strategy. Until next time, keep connecting with the people who matter most to your business and join us for our next episode.